Hello everybody and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is time to flash back to the 80s with today's episode of Atari Twilight. Here is finally the full cast and crew back reunited in the best way possible. So let's go around, introduce our cast here, and jump right smack dab into the 80s. We'll start with Greg. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us about Atari Twilight.
I'm Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I am here because it's awesome. I'm here because these players are great. I'm here because these characters are awesome. I'm here because unMadeGaming channel is decent. And this is going to be fun. It's always fun to go back to Garrett in the 80s, but I couldn't pick a better group to do so with, and they're all back. And I hopefully have a good one for you guys tonight.
I'm so excited. Let's jump right over to our arguably the hero of last week's episode. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Well, I can't take all the credit. You did the swinging. I just did the driving. Pigmobile, calling it new iconic item. No, I'm Kennedy Frags. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch of the same names and such. I'm playing Rob Ott. He's a bit weird as a stutter, but he's gaining some new confidence. He's turning a leaf, if you will.
Okay, all right. I'm interested to see this new confident Rob Ott. Speaking of confidence, let's jump right over to Mike. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
So I'm Mike, the anonymous Rhino. You can find me on Twitter at BaloneySlap. I'm playing George Butts. He's a popular kid. He's handsome. He's smart. He's sensitive. He dresses well. He's got a good butt. He's only 13, so chill out a little bit there. That's all I can think of because he's superficial right now. But then he's going to get like to his sensitive stage and then maybe a goth stage at some point in life. We'll see.
Is he super humble, would you say?
Not yet. That's after the goth stage.
Okay.
But I'll add here, Mike, that if you want, that I'll be running the Spotify playlist listen long thing. So wait for the link in chat, and I'll get an invite out in the next 20 seconds or so, and we'll start listening.
Perfect. Let's jump over to Mr. Bitters. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I'm Mr. Bitters. I hate everything. You can find me here. It's pretty well all I do. And I retweet your stuff, so just go to unMadeGaming. I play Jerry Baker. That's who I play. He's a big fat dickhead, but you know he might have superpowers. So
that's true. Those are both true statements. And returning from her sabbatical, Haley, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm Haley, the Great Haley to be specific. I am the Great Haley on all social medias, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I just got back to streaming today, so you should go drop a follow so that you can catch when I come back, because who knows when that'll be. But I am playing Sam, your favorite popular kid. Definitely better than George Butts, let me tell you, because she's super cute. 13, so like be careful, but super cute.
Yeah, but George has a nice butt, so.
Yeah, but I'm a girl.
It's, we're getting back to the dude butts. It's okay.
It takes a good 30 years to get back to that situation. Yeah, I posted it in our private chat, but my friend thing for a list of NPCs or NPCs, it says Sam Kirkshaw, okay for a girl. So
I mean,
makes sense.
No.
I think I'm gonna update him every 3 episodes. So before I hand things,
for a girl.
Yeah, most okay. So before I hand things over to Greg to take us back to Garrett, Maryland, I will let you guys know that in the donation section down below, you can donate for all kinds of things that are equivalent to Nat 1s, Nat 20s, and NPCs and items in this game. Also, we are a sponsored stream. We are sponsored by the Dice of Rolling. They're a complete set of polyhedral dice optimized for 5th edition with quantities, colors. They also have a new product line where it is hand-lazed wooden tokens, so it's like carrying an army of minis in your pocket at any time. And with that, we'll hand things over to Greg. Greg, take us back to Garrett.
Absolutely, my friend. Like I said, very, very happy to be here. And though we're not quite ready to start it, I will say, get ready for some Shaka Khan. Not yet. Don't play it yet. Just get ready. And as Mike was talking about, one thing for people that haven't played Tales from the Loop, or more importantly, haven't done it on a virtual tabletop, the character sheets there, as they do in the paper variety, have a evolving relationship section where other player characters or prominent NPCs are displayed in the relationship section. And as Mike and several of the other players are doing, they are updating this or giving first impressions of people. They are hilarious. I strongly, as I'm the only one that I believe can look at all of them, I strongly recommend Mike put all of these for everybody, or each individual player decide to screen capture their relationships, as they are fantastically funny, in character, and just another little glimpse into what life is like in the 80s that never was. Tales from the Loop, Garrett, Maryland. But so, as we always do, it is time once again to go into the 80s. We are going into Saturday, September 12th, 1987. Only a few days removed from the events of last episode, as the back to school dance, the invasion of the Decepticons, and several of the ramifications of said events are still very fresh in the minds of not only the kids, but several peripheral members of the Garrett community, chief of which is Mei Ping, as she saw or was told about the theft of the scooter, the trike that is used for deliveries for her mother's store, the Pingmobile, as it was taken by both Rob and Mitch in pursuit of these mysterious figures, these 21 kids, these men and women that descended upon Garrett, seemingly only visible to our players. And so nobody saw who Mitch and Rob were chasing. They simply saw two boys jump on a scooter that did not belong to them and ride off to points unknown. Now, as I am assuming that the scooter was returned, there were no formal charges pressed, but the relationship between Rob and May is strained at best. She apparently did not tell her mother of the theft, as the Pingmobile was returned unharmed. But where once Rob was hoping for a relationship that could grow, now a simple nod instead of a hearty hello is all that he receives. But that's neither here nor there. That's the events of the last couple days. We are now looking at Saturday, September 12th, 1987. And as school is in full session, it is now time to cue up Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody. And as it begins, let me make sure it's beginning for me. Okay. As it begins, we see a couple things. What we learned at the dance before the events that led to Rob collapsing the tainted punch bowl that saved the school unknowingly. We saw some fly dance moves from Robot, some of the best that Edgar Allan Poe Middle School's gymnasium had ever seen. And because Ben McKenzie is in constant search of acceptance, of social outreach, of social acceptability, he has asked both Rob and Sam to teach him how to dance. So when the next dance comes around, he will be ready. And as we dive through the clouds and we see the crystal clear blue Sunday or Saturday of Garrett, Maryland, in the backyard of Robot, we see three people dancing to Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody. Rob, Sam, what do we see?
Do you want to go?
No, go. By all means, please take it away.
Oh man. So, those of you who don't know, Sam is white, super white. So her dancing skills are very limited. So she's trying to teach Ben to the best of her abilities of those that she's seen in music videos and just throughout movies and stuff. And she's just doing the best she can to help Ben do the best that he can.
Ben is all eyes. He is kind of moving his shoulders. And you all would also notice that Ben no longer has his tape recorder. as it had apparently been stolen during the events of last episode. He was able to find what looks like a discarded Walkman with a sticker of a rat on the back of it wearing a crown, but he can still listen to his music. He lost all of his tapes too, but he's making new ones. But of course, here at Rob's house, I'm sure there is some stereo that is being used. But as he's listening to the music, he doesn't know what's good. He doesn't know what's bad. He just knows that he has two friends that are willing to teach him what they know. And so anything Sam says to do, Ben is doing it. And he is about a beat behind everything. But he's trying. Rob, what are you teaching him?
Rob's going to give him some advice on feeling the music. It's not about being good. Just have fun and feel it. And he's going to try to start moving and have some fun.
And so Ben, a beat behind everybody, continues to do this. And what I would like to see how well you can teach Ben, I would like for both Rob and Sam to roll move rolls. Your successes, or the amount thereof, will be combined to see if you can teach Ben how to dance this afternoon. Okay, and I'm going to never mind. And so as you guys are getting into this, Ben is still about a beat behind you guys, but he's stepping, and for a moment, you're all in a line as you go back and forth, and Ben gets it for just the briefest of moments, maybe just 2 or 3 beats. And as he begins to understand what's going on, the camera pulls back from the back of the Ott yard, spins over down into the mag truck graveyard, where we see George, Jerry, and Mitchell in full defense mode. The Decepticons are out there. There is only one safe place, and that is their hideout, their headquarters, their Sancta Sanctorum Astro Train. And they are making it ready. What are they doing?
So Mitch has scoured the land for 6, that's the right number, right? 5 CB handhelds and as much of a CB radio that he can. And he is erecting some kind of communications array so that we are always in contact with what he's now calling Teletran 2. So you would see him running through like the different Magatrine trucks, ripping out like the hand mic, ripping out several antennas and, you know, putting them together. That's not how antennas work, but he's doing it. Pulling out the CB radio, you know, ripping out cables from inside the radio heads, and trying to either, you know, go through Radio Shack dumpsters and find broken CB handhelds, or try to convince Butts to buy a CB handheld. You know, they can't be that expensive. What, like $30? Your mom has that.
My whole allowance. Fucking Mitch.
Your allowance is $30? It's like 2.
Okay, so the walkie-talkies are being kind of conscripted and Frankensteinian created as Mitch is dropping into a way for the kids to communicate. Are there any other fortifications being made to Astro Train itself?
Jerry, Butts?
So George is more of an arts kind of guy, because that's what his mom always encouraged. So he can make a great happy bush. He could turn this whole thing and make it look like a bush in the middle of a scrapyard.
Okay, so we're gonna say that gallons and gallons and gallons of Kelly green paint have been muddied and darkened by George Butts, as with his help and Mitch and Jerry, there has been almost a swing-like scaffolding erected along the outside of Astro Train. And I would like you to roll to see just how well this camouflage is.
Oh boy.
Let's do a... Well, you know what? We're going to play to the strength here because I like it. Roll me a charm roll.
Oh boy. Here we go. 0 with all these extra dice.
10 dice.
Yep.
It looks like a big green block, but you're not done. You're not done, George.
Yep.
There's more to add. There's shading. Everything can... Right now, green block, there's way more to come. There's more to come. And so as you are working on that, Jerry, are you doing anything in particular?
For Jerry, the body is a temple, a big one. But after being like outpowered by this little predator child, he's gone full on like Karate Kid montage in this scrapyard. He dragged a car axle complete with wheels back from the junkyard itself, brought it over here, and he's been just like working out nonstop, getting swole.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for this is a montage within a montage, which is as 80s as it gets, everybody. So I would like you to skip down in your playlist and cue up Just Like Honey, as that is the theme song of Jerry. And as you cue it up, you see the slow drag of the half-axled former half-ton truck being drug by Jerry over from the scrapyard to the mag truck graveyard, as he drops into push-ups, goes full Sarah Connor on this area, as everything is an implement for physical perfection. And as he's working, muscles straining, sweat glistening off of Jerry, though there is nobody around to see it, every time Jerry pulls himself up in a pull-up, of which he can probably get about 7 or 8 right now, and he's getting better. But on that 7th or 8th pull-up, as he pulls himself between the axle and one of the wheel wells, he can't see it, nor can he feel it. But an arc of electricity dances from left shoulder to right as he lowers back down and pulls himself up. And again, an arc of electricity dances from left shoulder to right. And when he drops and rolls the shoulders, 2 bursts of sparks go off. He might smell ozone, but he doesn't see them.
Nice.
And so, with that brief montage done, I would like all of the characters, starting with Mike, to tell us, we've had a bit of a level up here for the kids, as they've had several adventures that have awarded them with both experience of the mind, and in Jerry's case, the body, but we should share with everyone what that means for them mechanically. Those 2 points could be put into attributes. What are those attributes? But more specifically, Mike, what did Mitch put those attributes or those points in?
So I put my points, 1 in Tinker, because this robot needs to be real. And when no one was looking, I put the other point in Body, Force. I'm not sure why, but I have a need to work out recently. I punched a guy, and that was pretty cool. So when no one was looking, and definitely when Jerry wasn't around, I picked up that thing once, and I was like, whew, done. And then put it back down. Axles are heavy, turns out. So those are my 2 points.
Okay, working out a bit, but again in Tinker, as the mind of Mitch, the young mad scientist, is a cross between the pursuits of the mind and the needs of the body. As we drop down to Frags, what did you put, or what did you have Rob put his skill points in?
okay. First off, Rob now he's got this new sense of importance in his life. He has been chosen. He is an Autobot. He is the leader. He is the key to everything. So I put a point in lead because I feel like at some point, Rob thinks he's going to have to start making decisions for the group for the better. Even I can't tell you how they're going to take those decisions, but he thinks he's in charge now, or he's going to be in charge.
Fantastic.
And then I got one in move. It was I thought about putting it in force, but I decided I didn't do enough fighting against that robot. I feel like the driving thing probably really got Ben going. Ben, sorry Ben, not talking about you. Me, Rob, going, and I don't know. I feel like ever since his foray into the mini motorcycle chase he had on the Pigmobile, he's been kind of watching some, motorcycle races on TV, and every time he hears a motorcycle or something, he'll look over and he just thinks they're super cool. Now he thinks he's, Jeff Gordon on a motorcycle. I don't know any famous motorcycle racers, so I can't name drop a famous motorcycle racer.
Right. Yeah, Chips, Evil Knievel, that would have been 80s enough. But yeah, absolutely. As, Rob showed that not only could he roll out last episode, but he could, in fact, command an audience as he was able to be the surrogate Optimus for the group. Let's jump over to George. George, what did you put, or Rhino, what did you put the skill points for George into, and why?
So George just got a little bit more handsome. That's just crazy. So he's he's a little bit more he's even more well equipped, I should say, to charm people's pants off, and that's his goal.
Exactly.
Yep.
Short and to the point. All points have gone into charm. There is no spreading out of skill. You've got something that works.
Well, there will be some spreading if he gets those pants off.
Okay, I walked right into the fan. Let's jump over to Bitters. Bitters, what did you decide to put Jerry's skill points into, and why?
Jerry was really shook by being outpowered by this kid. Like he's always been bigger than the other kids. He's always been stronger than the other kids. But this robot, like, he couldn't even slow him down. So Jerry did put both his points into force. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Nice. And as we saw with the montage, it has become a driving focus of Jerry over these past week and a couple days. And it has paid dividends as Jerry has accepted a role perhaps within the kids, and he means to live up to it. I guess we'll see. Haley, for Sam, what did you put her skill points in, and why?
So Sam has been spending a lot of time with her sister, especially with everything that had happened. So with it doing that, I put one into comprehend, as she tries to understand her sister more and like what she went through, and also into charm, because her sister is quite the charmer and it rubs off on her. Okay.
Nice. No, narratively perfect, because last episode, the majority of the time that Sam had, she has been deeply concerned with the attitude and the ambivalence of Veronica ever since the events of the Predator episode, which an already distant teenager or older sister has seemingly removed herself even further from both our narrative and the narrative of the events that are occurring inside of Garrett, Maryland. She is alone, even when Sam is orbiting her. But we'll see what happens with Veronica's story, because her story is coming. But right now, we have something else to do. As we cut to George Butts. George, you're on the outside of Astro Train, finishing up almost a Miyagian task of painting this entire cube, but with the last down, up, and side to side, you finish the cube, and it looks like a Kelly Green cube, but you're done. And as you kind of lower yourself on the scaffolding, the board between the two pulley systems rigged up for you by Mitch, that you somehow agreed to sit on, something you never would have done a couple months ago. Enough of a trust exists between you and Mitch, and perhaps even Jerry, that you allowed yourself to be suspended about 40 feet in the air with an old 2x4 and some rope and some pulleys. But as you are lowering yourself back down, George, you look off into the woods beside the mag truck graveyard, and you see a beautiful girl slowly dancing through the trees. After a few moments, she stops, and as she's wearing a white tank top and camouflage shorts, she turns her kind of wild, thick black hair and caramel skin. She sees you, and her eyes widen a bit, and she waves.
Oh, I certainly wave back. And I might like flex up a little bit, you know. I got a 3 in body, so I'm not super wimpy. But you know, give it a little
All right, yeah.
You know, give a little show.
She sees you, and when you wave, she stands tall and smiles, and she beckons you into the woods.
Am I like over top of where Jerry was working out, perhaps?
We're going to say for right now, you're alone as far as you can see.
All right. You know, I'm popular. Does she look familiar, or is it too far away?
You've never seen this girl.
Never seen this girl. Okay.
She looks like she's about 14 or 15, maybe older. We can't tell.
All right. Somebody George hasn't hit on yet, so of course he's got to not make that be a thing anymore. So he's he'll lower himself the rest of the way down and head in that direction.
Okay, so as you go into the woods, she continues to she waved to you, beckoned you in, but did not wait for you in the position that she was in. She just continued to dance to some music or beat or rhythm that perhaps only she could hear. And as you reach the woods, I'd like you to roll and investigate to see if you can kind of pinpoint track her, as the woods themselves get pretty dense as soon as you leave what was kind of clear cut for the graveyard.
That's a big fat 0.
Okay. It takes you a couple seconds. You wander, you know you're not in the right space, you know you're going in the wrong direction. You double back, you actually go back towards Astro Train or the Falcon, kind of, no, there, she was there. And you go back in, and you're another 10 minutes kind of wandering in this area, and you hear kind of an actual melody being played, and that drags your ear and your body with it in that direction. And all of a sudden, you kind of almost with a Narnian kind of bustle through a wardrobe, you bust through a pine tree, and there before you is a clearing. Now, this is autumn in Western Maryland, and the oranges and the reds and the yellows are beginning to creep and push the green out of existence. But those pale in comparison to the massive tree you see before you. This tree with golden, brass, and sapphire leaves. And its trunk seems to be dipped in silver, or maybe it is silver. But as you kind of push the pine aside and look around, you see a V of wrapped root and bark rise to form an opening in the tree. But outside, in what your mom would probably categorize as a party or entertainment area, where there is a flat space with rocks placed in a semicircle facing the tree, there are what look like ropes crisscrossed and strung all over the place. But as you see one of them entering into the pine tree, you look and kind of reach up and touch it and realize it's not rope, but some type of vine. It's almost root-like or organic. And hanging from each of these crisscrossed lines are globes of glass. But that pales in comparison to what is really hanging from them. Posters of Whitney Houston and Janet Jackson, Van Halen and Madonna, Michael Jackson, the Go-Go's, Tiffany, Annie Lennox, on and on. It is a complete library, a museum to the music of the 80s. And as we are talking about music, it is time for everybody to cue up Van Halen's Dreams, as that is the song that is playing as you see this girl dancing beneath the branches and leaves of this singular tree, beneath the eyes and smiles and rock faces of Billy Idol and all of the other posters that are dancing. And there, emitting Van Halen's Dreams, is a very, very recognizable tape recorder that you know to be Ben McKenzie's. And the girl is twirling. What do you do?
Boy. I kind of want to, like, this seems like out of place, right? This big thing here and all the decorations and everything. I almost want to, like, investigate the room just to see if there's, like, other exits, anything like that, other ways to get out. Or it's not really a room, right? It's more of a cove.
Yeah, it's a grove. There is an entrance into the silver tree itself, but right now this girl is just spinning and dancing as Sammy Hagar hits the notes needed to be struck, and she is dancing in a way that I'm sure Ben McKenzie and Sam and Rob would appreciate several miles away.
I will try to talk to her. Hey, you, who are you?
She kind of scoots forward and, like, bends up into you as her hair kind of brushes against your face. And she says, "Do you dance?"
Do I dance? I mean, come on, look at me. Of course I dance.
She cocks an eyebrow that says, without saying, "Prove it."
All right, how do I bust a move? Do you need me to roll, or do I just bust a move?
I think you literally bust a move.
You
Yeah.
roll move.
All right. Oh boy, rolling threes, and I'm not rolling well. All right, I'm dead.
That can't be right. You rolled nothing for move.
Oh yeah. I have 3 in body.
Do you have any in move?
No, I don't have any. in
Oh,
move.
okay. Then you're fine.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Okay. So, as long as the intention is there, the girl seems to compensate for your lack of rhythm as she dances with you. And she dances up, and instead of dancing by herself, she kind of takes your hand, George, and pulls you into her and throws your hand over her neck. And while she is maybe an inch or two taller than you, how tall is George?
I would say just a little bit above average height. I don't know what that is for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, we'll say you're pushing like 5'1". She's probably 5'2", and as she looks at you, she cocks her head at the waterfall of hair that George has kind of coming from the side of his face, and she reaches towards it. Does George stop her?
Yeah, because it's fucking my hair, man. It's George. That's the George of the butts right there. So he might try to like, kind of like deflect and ask her what her name is, like as part of like a dance move.
She's reaching for it, and you knock her hand aside, and she smiles and she says, "Such hair on you." And she spins away as the music begins to slow, and you hear in the tape recorder the taped DJ voice from the local Garrett radio station, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that this tape recorder is Ben McKenzie's. As she goes over and casually pops it open and withdraws another stack of tapes, puts one in and closes it but does not start it. She turns around and she says, "You first. Who are you?"
How'd you get that? Where'd you get those mixtapes? Really good mixes.
The music? I found it.
You just found it?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Like who
Around.
drops those, you know?
I don't know. I found them. It was on a bag on a thing with two wheels.
A thing with two wheels.
Mm-hmm. This is such a fun place.
Yeah. Can I see that? Do you mind? Like, do you mind if I put a song on?
No.
What's your name again? And he's like going over and he...
My name?
Yeah.
She perks up and you see her kind of pull her shoulders. My name is Van Halen.
Van Halen? Where is that? Scandinavian?
My name is Van Halen.
So you're from Halen. Like, that's what... The Germanics do that.
Hmm.
Like, if I was from here, you know, I'd be like Von Garrett.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Vaughn.
Thanks. So, like, how long have you been in town? I've never seen you before, and I know every girl in town.
4 suns ago.
4 suns ago.
What else do you do?
Where'd you come in from? I didn't hear you.
What else do you do for fun here, Vaughn?
I just dance. That's all I do. Just can't stop me.
She seems disappointed. Maybe
What?
because you said dance or that you're not very good at it. Is there anything else to do for fun?
I can think of a couple things.
Her eyes brighten. Show me.
All right. At any point, does she sound like she's a robot?
She
No?
doesn't have the metered speech that was apparent with
Anne Harrison?
Anna Harris. It was very that click and drop of each line. No, if anything, this is the opposite of that. It's kind of chaotic.
Well, you know, usually people like to you go to movies or go to the
What's a
the
movie?
roller rink. A movie?
What's a roller rink?
They invented it 5 moons ago, so that might be why you're not too familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this crazy thing. Where'd you come in from? If you came in 4 suns ago,
My forest?
you came from Byforest?
My forest. This is not my forest.
Well, yeah, no, it's the town's. I mean, or maybe some private property.
This is my tree, but this is not my forest.
That's your tree?
My tree.
It's a very pretty tree. What
Thank
kind of
you.
tree is it?
Mine?
A mine tree.
Well, it belongs to me, and I
What
belong
do you
to it.
call then? And you belong to it.
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to, like, you're a human, right? So you don't have to really have to, you are a human, right?
Yes.
I had a hesitation there, but, we're strangers, we don't maybe know each other's mannerisms yet. You belong to the tree?
Of course. Where's your tree?
At my house?
Can I see it?
No.
Why? I showed you my tree.
Well, before I show you my tree, let's forget about that one. Why is it shiny? Like, what kind of tree is it? I'm serious.
It looks like an oak tree, but any bark on it is absolutely purest, untarnished silver. And she stands and kind of plants her hands on her hips. It is my tree.
I tell you what, I think I gotta get going. It was nice to meet you, Van Halen. Maybe I'll see you around. Oh, also, I know exactly who this is, so I'm just gonna take it back to him if you don't mind.
Oh,
It belongs to Def Leppard, so I'm gonna return it to him.
well, I'll hold on to it, and then if there's somebody that wants to listen to music, you can come here and listen to it.
I mean, you've already basically admitted that you stole it, so I'm just gonna no, I'm not gonna rat you out. I'm not a narc, I'm just gonna take it back to its rightful owner.
What do you mean by steal?
It wasn't yours, and you took it.
I found it.
That's just indirect way of saying that you stole it. When I know the rightful owner, I can take it to that rightful owner. Why are you gonna hold on to it when I can take it right to the rightful owner?
Well, why don't we take it together?
No,
Why not?
he doesn't like girls.
It's a girl.
Okay, I'm gonna go now. And he starts walking for the exterior with the recorder and the tapes and everything. If there's a bag, he tries to take that.
There is not a bag, but she is following you. Could you play some music while we walk?
Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. And he just starts running.
This is fun!
Is she like T1000ing that shit?
Oh, yeah. She's like in a second right beside you.
And she looks like the other beings did, the other Decepticons.
No. She's not running in a uniform pattern with
Okay.
balanced movements. She's almost like she's dancing fast and keeping up with you.
Dancing fast. Fuck. Well, I can't take her back to the thing. To the Falcon. Or do I? We have a Jerry. I might just be yelling Jerry's name as I'm running around, but not exactly to the Astro train, but I'm running in the vicinity of it, just yelling his name. Jerry!
Okay, so Jerry, as you are in the middle of seriously working out, I'd like you to roll a comprehend. As you are focused, as you stated before, this is a determining factor for exactly what had caused Jerry this lack of self-confidence. So you're focused. Okay. So with that one success, Jerry, as you're sitting there, you hear George, who probably has never called your name for any reason other than insult. And how is George yelling this? Is it just, hey, Jerry, or is it a decidedly...
Oh, no, he's like almost blood-curdling yelling that shit. And it might be a little bit girlish. His voice is probably cracking and is getting really high-pitched. Jerry!
Jerry!
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, Jerry, that's what you hear. You hear the cackled cry of the boy you know as George Butts, as George busts from the trees, maybe a good 200 yards away down the mag truck graveyard. And as you bust out of that area, you see what looks like a beautiful girl just running right beside him.
Wow.
And you see, like, it's Ben's. She stole it. And he's like waving the Walkman around.
Yeah, Jerry probably wouldn't hesitate. But he would call back to Mitch. Mitch, be in my eye in the sky.
What?
And he'd like. He wouldn't even explain. He'd just run out to meet George.
Shit. You see Mitch like scramble out, and like he pulls a secondary rope ladder down, and he climbs up to where he had rigged several antennas, none of them hooked up to anything. And he stands up there, and he's like looking to see Jerry run with binoculars, hand binoculars.
As soon as you raise your hands up to use hand binoculars, you realize that your forearms are covered in Kelly green paint, as you have just scaled up the painted cube, and you're shit. But with your hand binoculars that give you ×0 magnification, you can see Jerry running towards what looks like George and a beautiful girl.
Is that a girl?
All right.
It's the most useless team ever.
He's all talk.
So I think it's that. So, unless I'm interrupting here, I think George is getting out of breath. So he's like, he stops. He's like hands on the knees, bending down, breathing heavy.
Van Halen walks up beside you and kind of, like rubs your back a bit and kind of claps your back. That was fun. What else? You said a roller rink or you see a movie as Jerry's running up. And she turns and kind of cocks her head as Jerry runs up. And she looks at George and then looks at Jerry and then looks at George and then looks at Jerry. You come in different sizes.
Yeah. But now there's more of us than you Decepticon.
What's a Decepticon? And we're also going to say, for the sake of narrative at this point, Sam, Ben, and Rob would return from their afternoon of taking some advice from Sam and Beatbox, and the bikes roll in as everybody bears witness to the eye in the sky that is Mitch, the unleashing of the Jerry, and the confrontation of George and Van Halen.
So I think as you guys, like, I assume, ride your bikes in, you see Mitch up top, and he looks down to see you with his hand binoculars, and he waves, "There's a girl!" And he's pointing towards, like, the woods.
Girls don't come here.
I know! That's why I'm yelling about it! She's over
Who brought
there.
her here?
What?
Who brought her here?
But...
And she just kind of like face palms. She's like, fucking course.
Jerry, at this point, Van Halen would turn towards you and she would say, "What do you do for fun here?"
I think as she turns, Jerry's been waiting for this moment. George called her a Decepticon. Jerry's gonna tackle.
Okay. Roll me a newly minted force for Jerry, as Jerry hits her with three
force.
successes. You hit her and bowl her to the ground with an almost like Goldbergian spear as you take her in the midsection. She bends like a U or a boomerang thrown, drops to the ground. You don't hear any breath escape her lungs as you do so. And Jerry, as you kind of have your weight on top of her in a textbook tackle, you look at her and she is looking right at you and she goes, "Well, that was fun. What else do we do?"
Butts, I need an explanation here.
So, I'm up there, Peyton, and what do I see? A beautiful lady, as you can see here, dancing in the woods, she obviously saw me up there, saw that I had moves because I was like lifting myself up, took the shirt off, of course. And so I go out there and I go to dance with her. And she's a Decepticon, man. She said that she came here 4 suns ago. People don't say that.
What's
Her
it?
name's Van Halen. Also, she's a metal tree. It's a fucking robot tree. I know it.
Rob, as you ride up, I'm assuming the helmet is always with you at this point.
Yeah. I was looking for a moment to sneak in there that Rob's he's gonna scan her.
Okay. As you bring the visor of your worn Optimus Prime against this girl or this portrait or this backdrop that is playing out before you of Jerry, George, and this girl, there's no warning.
Rob is gonna start running over after he sees, Jerry tackle this at the time thing, and then he realizes that it's not a thing according to his helmet, and he just realizes he watched Jerry just Goldbergian spear just some random girl. So he's gonna drop the bike and start running over. Stop! It's just a girl.
No.
Jerry, she turns and looks right at you. You're like nose to nose with her. And she says, "What's a girl?"
After
Is
we
that a
come back,
girl?
we come back to this again. Jerry's not the brightest, and George's explanation made no sense, and this girl makes no sense, and Rob's saying it's just a girl, and I think Jerry's brain is kind of just like missing a couple of beats, and he looks around at everyone, not finally rests on Rob, and not a Decepticon.
No. He's gonna point at the helmet. No alert.
Did Jerry just tackle a girl?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait, no alert? No alert?
No.
I poke her. Does it feel like flesh?
Yeah.
Sam walks up. What is happening? What are you doing to this poor thing?
No,
This is a girl.
I'm so sorry,
Everyone.
but I swear to God, Jerry will get up off her and like.
Guys, do you want to believe me? Guys, I have definitive proof. If we go back to her tree, it's just scary. If we all get kidnapped, I'm sorry, but you're pushing me to it. There's a metal tree. It's like a lure for 80s kids. Us. It's got like posters and shit. Not real shit, you know what I'm saying?
Did you get into your mom's stash again?
No. Although I was painting with a lot of lead paint, so maybe I'm.
After Jerry tackled her, does she look okay? Like, is anything off about her physically?
You can roll me an investigate.
Her wig.
No.
I mean, nothing more so, Haley, than somebody that just got tackled by somebody Jerry's size. She kind of gets up and she has like dirt and grass kind of in her, like on her camouflage shorts and on the tank top that she's wearing, and a couple like loose dry grass blades in her hair as she's just looking around. And when
But
she
no
sees,
scratches or anything?
when she sees you walk up, she says, "What do you do for fun around here?"
Are you not concerned about what just happened to you?
Robot.
No.
You okay?
Is Mitch, are you down from your crow's nest, your wonky crow's nest?
Yeah,
There?
you see him like after a few seconds of like you after you stutter yes, he climbs down with more green paint on him and runs over.
I was going to say at the bottom of the secondary rope ladder, Ben has done his traditional climb through the bottom rung and be on all fours laying there to kind of support the ladder as you're climbing down. So as you climb down, the last step is basically like the small bends back as you get down, and Ben pulls himself out of the rope ladder. What's going on?
I don't know. There's a girl, and then I think Jerry just tackled her.
Is it a girl or is it like a girl like Sam?
I think it's like a girl.
Oh my. I don't know if I should go. Maybe we should just hang out. Maybe we should just stay here.
No, we have to go figure out why Jerry just tackled. You can't just tackle girls. You gotta figure it out. I think.
I'll keep on. He walks off.
Oh, hey, wait, come back. Here, if you go inside, you know what? And he reaches in and he pulls out and he pulls up the massive antenna on his CB talkie. He says, okay, if you go inside, I think I got it to work. There should be a radio and you can talk on it. And your Teletran 2 inside. And then we'll have to figure out code names for everybody later. But inside is Teletran 2.
You should be Ratchet. Ratchet fixes stuff.
Yeah, but he's like a medic. All right, that's cool. Okay, I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah.
Wheeljack.
Yeah.
Wheeljack.
Okay, done. And you can be Soundwave. We'll discuss later. There's a girl that got tackled. I gotta go.
He's a bad guy. Okay.
Well, I'll figure it out. And he starts to run. And you just see him with this massive antenna whipping around in the air. And he wants to be, hey, Jared, did you just tackle a girl? Like a real girl?
Yeah, he's a hero.
I think George might have drugged her. She's real wiggy.
Whoa.
That makes sense.
I am an honest butts, okay?
To be fair, you tackled her pretty good. She seems okay.
Yeah, that would have taken Rob's head off.
Where did she come from? Where are you from?
My forest?
Her forest. Her tree. She belongs to the tree. Fucking robot.
The tree belongs to me. I belong to the tree. What do you guys do?
And her name's Van Halen.
Van Halen.
That is like the coolest name ever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you show us your tree?
Yes. But why don't we do something fun? I'm always at my
Was
tree.
that not fun, you getting tackled?
Yeah, but it's over.
Jerry, get her again.
I'm not really comfortable with that.
Sam, you can't just tell Jerry to hit girls. Not cool, man.
It's not
Catch his breath.
okay to be jealous.
She's gonna, like, smack your visor down.
She's probably not human, though, right?
You said she's a girl.
Did you say...
I said she wasn't a Decepticon.
What's a girl? And just at that moment, Mitch, you would hear a squawk and an incredible blast of static come through the handheld device that you have. And you would hear, Hologram who? Hologram who? Wheeljack!
It's the other way around. Teletran 2, this is Wheeljack. Go ahead.
I think there's a car coming.
I think there's a ton. There's a car. There's a car coming. Shit. He puts the giant antenna down. Guys, there's a car coming. We have to go. Hide the girl? Bring the girl, I guess? I don't know. We have to go.
In?
I don't know.
Or do we go into the forest?
I don't think we're allowed to be in here. So pick one.
Do you want to play a game? She, like, says to Van Halen. Okay, we're gonna play hide and seek. With this, you have to lead us to the tree. They won't find us there. It's the best hiding spot.
Okay. And she runs off or dances off into the forest. And as the rest of you disperse to wherever you're going to hide and or seek from, George, as you turn, you see your father's black SUV kind of creeping over the grass and the dirt road at the very edge of the mag truck graveyard. It's a full maybe 500, 600 yards away from where Astro Train is. But as it goes down and parks, you see the door swing open and your dad get out, kind of crack his back and adjust his glasses, and he turns around and you see with his like a short sleeve dress shirt and his tie, come on, bring it on in, bring it on in. And you see a larger, like an F-350 type of truck with a huge kind of trailer on the back of it, carrying 2 bipedal robots into the area.
Shit, guys, we gotta fucking run. That's my dad.
Now, are these bipedal robots something we would like? Is that a normal day occurrence to folks in the loop, or is this a whole new genre of what is that?
Now, you guys are very used to seeing robots and that in the area. These particular robots, though, you have not seen, as they appear brand new.
Now, what does your dad do again, George?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, you said that in your voice. Sorry. I don't know. He says that he's basically a psychologist.
Well, yeah, or would it be common now? Like, will we all think that he's just whatever? Is it unusual to see your father roll up and drop off?
At the loop, and he must be making some bank working at the loop, doing what he's doing, but it has something to do with the mind.
Okay. So seeing your father with 2 robots we've never seen before pull up at a junkyard is a little bit weird.
Yeah, he's not RoboCop or whatever that company was in RoboCop that had the police thing.
You asked me too quick. I will have it for you in a moment.
I think it's Onicorp or something like that. Or no, maybe I'm.
It's Corp. It's just damn it. Hold on.
It's like O and a C.
Is that a,
OC, the OCC or something. I don't know.
is
Yeah,
that a-
out of the friend group, Sam's the only one who's met him, and to him, that's probably why she thinks I'm such a dork, because he's such a,
is-
he's a dorky dad.
Butts, is that
He
a-
is a dorky dad.
Butts
Then
is-
and you're a dork too, so
Butts.
Yeah.
Butts.
So what are you guys doing? Are you running to hide, or are you?
Butts. Is that a brand new robot?
I don't know, man.
Why is your dad a brand new robot?
He works for the
Will
loop.
your dad let
Who
you
knows?
trust
They
him?
make
Can I
it.
play with the
you're
robot?
losing the girl.
Will your dad let me take apart the
So
robot?
We gotta go. Like, she's running off. Do you want to know more about her? Do we want to lose the? She could be Predator 2.0.
But I want a robot. Okay, fine.
That's a robot up there. Chase after her. Fine, I'll get the robot and the girl, because she's both a robot and a girl.
You guys go. I'll watch after Ben.
Okay, all right, Teletran 2. And he turns to go with Butts.
I think Jerry's gonna go like as far as the tree line, but then stop and keep an eye on, the fort and Ben trapped inside it.
Getting locked inside of a truck.
Who has the other antenna or the other wireless?
Just me. It's
Just you?
Yeah, it's me and Ben inside the CB radio.
As you get further away from Astro Train and the Teletran 2 console, you keep hearing, "What do I do? Mitch, what do I do?"
Shit, what is it? Teletran 2, this is Wheeljack. Lock the door. Be quiet. Radio silence. And he closes the thing. Okay, what are we doing? Where's this tree?
I'll show you. Or is the girl still with us? Is Van Halen still with us? Or
She's standing beside Jerry. What are we doing?
Van Halen, take us back to the tree.
No, what's that? She starts to walk towards the trucks.
No. We got to go have a dance party. We're gonna miss a dance party. We don't want to miss that. I challenge you to a dance off.
Those are big people on the back of that truck.
I want to kind of grab her wrist and kind of like swirl her, like turn her, and kind of try to dance with her, but in the direction towards the trees, like away from the cars.
Doing like a ring around the rosy type. Like,
Kind of, yeah. Like ever
Okay.
like take a girl's hand and kind of swirl her. That's what she's kind of doing to kind of turn her away.
Roll a charm for me, Sam.
Take those 2 successes.
She starts just twirling like a motherfucker. I mean, you twirl and she's just spinning beneath you like a jewel box ballerina. And as she is spinning and dancing with you, George, you hear, buddy, is that you? And you see your father waving and he's walking towards you.
Fuck.
I tried.
All right. Fuck. I run towards him and try to like cut him off as soon as I can so that he stops walking towards him.
Van Halen is running with you. This is
No.
fantastic.
No, we're not ready for you to meet him yet.
And at that moment, father and son meet as Van Halen is right beside, not out of breath at all, beside George, as George and Eugene Butts, Gene, meet in a field, a graveyard of mag trucks. Oh, what are you doing out here, buddy? You playing marbles?
Wasn't ready for that. No, we were just trying to, for a school project, we're trying to find some scrap to make some stuff.
Oh, it's a good place to find it. There's a lot of good stuff around here.
Yeah.
Who's your friend? Who's your
This is
your
Van
girlfriend?
Halen.
Van Halen. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
She moved here 4 suns ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I moved quick. I'm a butts boy,
You are. You are, my son. Hey, so what are you kids getting into? You going get milkshakes or playing marbles?
Well, I don't know about the marbles, Dad. Ever since I, ate one, it's not been about them.
It happens. You get past it.
Sometimes
Gotta
it
be-
gets past you, yeah.
You pass it. Yep.
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 What are you gonna show this fine Miss Halen around Garrett if she only got here 4 Sundays ago?
We might up, the movies or something. The roller rink.
Starlight?
Yeah.
Oh. The roller rink. You are a butts, my son. And he kind of
Yep.
reaches forward to scrub your hair. Do you let him?
Yeah.
He scrubs through your hair. And what does George put into his hair to keep it coiffed? Does he take the extra time to use a pliable pomade, or is it just sprayed in place? This is a big question.
He would use probably fiber paste, because that's what I use in real life. It adds a nice poofiness to it, and it gives a nice medium hold. That way it doesn't have the hairspray look.
So it still has that.
It's still
doesn't have-
malleable.
Right. It still has the bend and not the crunch.
Correct.
So as he rubs, it messes it up, obviously. And as that happens, you see Van Halen as her eyes go wide, and she immediately reaches over and she goes to touch the hair as well. Do you allow it, George?
I'm going to allow it. She's my girlfriend now.
Okay. She touches it and takes just like a lock of it and rubs it between thumb and fore and pointer finger. And she says, such hair. And George, your dad, looks at you and goes, couple skate. He reaches into, hold on a second, pulls out a huge wallet. It's attached to some type of cord. It's not a chain. As he pulls it out and opens it, it's got his glasses in it. You see there's a calculator as well in there. And he pulls out a $20 bill and hands it to George. You guys go and have some dinner on me, Miss Halen. My son is well, if I do say so, he's fantastic.
Thanks, Dad.
Hey, no problem. It's good marbles. Plays and he starts walking off. At this point behind him, George, you can see them kind of raising these robots up into a standing position. And you see that each of the arms on these robots, which look like balls with legs and 2 arm appendages each, as they're kind of bringing them up with chains that are creeping out of the back of these trailers, you see that each arm looks like a chainsaw.
So, Dad, what's up with the new robot gear?
Well, son, as you know, our family works on robots, as he kind of yells it. Everybody can hear Mr. Butts when he talks, even at you're like 50, 75 yards away. We all work on robots. It's an important job. We're going to clear cut this whole area. They're putting in a new auxiliary building for the reactor, right here.
An auxiliary building. Wait, Greg, does he point towards where Van Halen's tree would be?
Directly towards where her tree is.
But Dad, like, that's the environment. Like, Miss Peterson was always talking about that, how great the environment is.
Oh, it's fantastic. And what we're going to do, son, and he the entire time between the big horn rimmed glasses, he's going from George to Van Halen as if looking for acceptance and delivery. We are going to, for every tree we cut down, we're planting another one over in the old McGregor field. We're going to just move in the forest is all we're doing. Earth's going to keep breathing. That's the word of a Butts.
Well, all right then, Dad. Good luck with that. I won't stop you from your work. I'm gonna go back to my marbles.
Okay. Work on your marbles. He's a great marble player. And he walks off, and you see him running back up. Hey guys, I'm coming back. And you see like some decidedly labor-intensive employees who are wearing overalls with the emblem of the loop on the back of them turn, and if their eyes are any indication, they're not super relieved that your dad is rejoining them.
Van Halen, what, like, they're about to chop down your tree. You're not going to do anything, like, you're not going to stop them, are you?
What do you mean chop down my tree?
Well, they're putting up an auxiliary, but it's a good thing. They're going to chop down a tree, and then they're going to replant a tree in another field. So, your tree will just be moved. Well, not moved, it's going to be chopped down, but then it'll be, another tree will be replanted for it. Let's go back to the group, though. And, let's start, let's get your stuff on there.
They're going to chop down my tree. They can't cut down my tree. My tree is me. It's mine. I'm its. You don't cut down trees, Vaughn.
Well, you're about to see yourself get proved wrong.
It's at this point that the robots begin to fire up, and as they walk over to the first almost dead growth maple, and one of the arms comes forward, and you see Van Halen's eyes go wide as the tree
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to warn you. I wasn't sure if you're joking or not. But you can't cut down trees. Like, we could totally do that. We've been doing that for years, centuries, even millennia.
They can't.
What are you gonna do?
You know that other person. Tell them not to do that.
I mean, I can't. I mean, I already told him, like, it's not good for the environment. So he had to, look, I'm the child and he's the parent. I've been already told, like, I can't tell him what to do.
She spins around and she sees Jerry, and she quickly clears the 100 yards between where they were, too quickly, maybe 2 seconds. She's boom, boom, and lands in front of Jerry. Tell them not to do that. Tell them not to do what they're doing. She turns to say,
Jerry has a hard time
doing.
maintaining cool at that. He'd like panic and jump back.
She turns to Sam. She turns to Rob. Tell them not to do what they're doing.
It doesn't work that way.
Why not? They're killing people.
Just trees.
Here, they're not people. It's just trees. They'll be replaced.
You can't do that.
Wait, do you think trees are people?
I'm a tree. Tree's me.
Are you? Did you eat anything funny recently?
No.
She's like the lady at the paperback store.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I can't smell it though.
Sometimes, don't tell anyone, but sometimes she brings in brownies, and I've asked for them before, and she said no, they're for adults only, and I couldn't have a brownie, so maybe that's what it was.
It's at this time that I will tell you that we are going to have our first clock for Atari Twilight. You, the kids, must figure out to either A, allow what's going to happen, B, figure out a way to stop the deforestation of this area, or C, come up with a plan that accomplishes both or neither. And in a specific period of time, it will happen regardless of your actions. And the clock begins now.
Like George just gets up there. Hey guys, my dad's here. He's got robots. And he like almost vomits because it was 100 yards. He tried to sprint it.
100 yards. He sprinted.
Yeah, sprints 100 yards.
What happens if they cut down the tree?
I'll die.
Cuts down your tree or any tree?
They already cut down trees, so
Whoever that tree is going to die. When they cut down my tree, I will die.
Wait, I'm still stuck on the part where you think trees are people.
Have we seen her tree yet?
no, only I have.
Not, no. Will you show us your tree? Maybe we can keep your tree alive.
She bounds off into the woods.
Her in the running.
Okay, guys, I'll catch up with you in a minute. He's like, you see him like stretching his side out.
We'll say it takes you guys about 3 minutes, and now it takes you 5 because George is the only one that knows how to get there. You guys immediately kind of lose her, and then George redirects you. You see what was explained before, a majestic tree with metallic leaves, some of them brilliant, clear blue sapphire, the trunk of which is pure silver, and these vines crisscrossing this common area in front of the tree, holding posters of known rock and roll and music celebrities. This is my tree! If they cut my tree down, I'll die!
Her tree's different. They wouldn't cut down a different tree like this. This is an oddity.
They'd cut it down. This is a loop. They don't care.
Rob's gonna walk up to the tree, and you said like all the bark is just silver, right? Is it
Pure.
is it making a noise? Is it humming? Is there anything else weird other than the look?
Are you touching it?
Not yet. I'm just trying to he's getting close to it, but as he approaches it, is it giving off like a something strange?
You don't hear anything. You don't feel anything.
Does it smell like a tree?
When you get closer to it, you smell an odd combination of earthy textures, tea, both iced and hot. You smell citrus and jasmine and lavender and anything that you would kind of run across in nature. A strawberry field, the smell of salted sunflower seeds that you kind of taste more than you actually smell. But everything just speaks of something far more natural than a silver tree.
Rob, go and touch it.
I was about to say Sam's definitely touching the leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to put his hand on the trunk.
And Sam, you're doing the same thing?
She's touching the leaves specifically, but yeah.
I think Mitch would be following up behind Rob, kind of enamored, and he kind of like he sees Rob looking at it, and he also puts his hand out, and he just kind of mumbles, "Robot tree."
This is how they get you guys. No.
Okay, so Jerry and George are not putting their hands on the tree.
Not yet.
No, George. I'm not George. Jerry is probably like checking out the posters and whatnot.
Okay, then I would like to ask both Rhino and Bitters to take off your headsets.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Oh no.
So, as Sam, Rob, and Mitch almost simultaneously touch the tree, you feel a rush of cool wind. And as you turn and look around, you see one another, but you no longer see George. You no longer see Jerry. You no longer see Van Halen. And as you look around, you see a forest filled with metallic trees. You see gold and bronze and copper and just polished tin and anything else that you can think of as they stretch with their bizarre, almost, some of them have ruby leaves, some emerald, some of them amber, as they creep in a wave, an eternal autumn. And outside of each of these trees, you see beautiful men and women, beautiful boys and girls, as they dance and laugh and dance together. And here in front of this tree, you see eyes as they turn and look and nod and smile. You see nothing that speaks of evil, nothing that speaks of death, but one word echoes in each of your minds: Dryad. And you're back.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Oh man. Guys, we can't let them chop down the tree. It's a magic.
We can. Why?
It's a magical tree. I thought it was a robot tree, but it's not a robot tree at all. It's a magic tree.
It's whoa.
Yeah.
She's not kidding. They are the trees.
And magic.
Yeah, but they lousy taste in music.
How high are you guys right now?
The tree.
Regular, I guess.
We can't. The trees.
Just touch it. Just you have to see
No.
it.
This is how no. This is how cults start. I'm not into this.
Okay, well don't touch it then, but take our word for it. We have to do something. They're gonna kill people. I know it sounds crazy. I get it. I know. But we heard and saw people dancing and the word dryad.
Yeah, I heard it too.
That word.
Yeah, and then,
Yes.
but all the trees are like connected.
Rob's gonna look
it's a magic
at
tree.
Rob's gonna look at Jerry and touch it.
Fuck that.
It's a magic tree, guys.
Is Jerry within grabbing distance?
Is Jerry? Yeah, I mean, you guys are all within a.
I wasn't sure how large it was, the area. Rob's gonna put a hand on the tree and grab Jerry.
I will give Jerry. This is sort of PvP, so I will give Jerry. If you want to force yourself away from him, it will be contested force check between you and Beatbox.
Yep. We're doing that.
You're gonna win. Oh.
Y'all.
For a second, it looks like you're going to be able to complete the circuit, Rob. But just as you're reaching for the bark, Jerry's able to kind of pull you away from it and break your grasp.
If I were to pluck a leaf from the tree, what were to happen?
Find out.
Are you
I'm
you
doing that.
asking that?
I'm pulling a leaf off of the tree. What happens?
As soon as you do that, Van Halen drops to the ground to her knees, screaming. As she drops to the ground.
She wasn't even looking at that. How did she know you plucked that?
Butts,
They're
pod people.
connected.
Pod people? What? What was that?
Oh my god.
No. But they're not like the pod people. She's just like a regular person. But they're trees. I'm telling you, it's magic tree, man. Listen.
That's exactly what a pod person would say.
Jerry.
You guys all touched the tree,
Jerry,
and now you're
shut
all.
Up. Shut up, you dink. Listen, I said there was a predator, and you said there wasn't a predator, and then we found the predators. There's a damn magic tree. Would you believe me for once?
Oh. Sammy,
Shit.
and he grabs you by the shoulders. How high are you?
She's gonna look him like dead in the eyes. You're gonna have to trust me.
That's what an addict would say.
She shakes you. She physically shakes you like out of frustration.
Is there a branch overhanging them?
Don't
there's-
break it more.
There's branches all over. It
No,
is-
I mean I feel like if it's a springy enough tree, if George is close enough to her, I'm gonna try to grab the branch and pull it down to maybe touch George with it.
Oh, you're gonna break it.
I'm just not gonna break it.
Please don't break it.
roll a
So like
force.
her arm just falls off.
Roll a force for me to see if you can bend it and not break it. As you jump up and grab hold of the branch, even though it seems very thin in diameter, it holds your weight. It does not bend.
And Rob's just gonna hang from and go, oh, and drop.
Van Halen looks up at Sam and says, "Why did you do that?
I'm trying to prove a point to help you.
That did not help me. That hurt me." She turns to George. "Vaughn, can't you help me?"
What do you mean? I don't know how to help you. What do you mean? Like, this is a magical tree? Like, you understand how outlandish that is for me?
"I'm not supposed to be here. And now they're going to cut down my tree. It'll kill me.
Where are you supposed to be?
In my forest.
Where is that?
I don't
Can you
like
touch
that
the
place
tree? Will
anymore."
it change?
I saw the forest. We saw the forest. There's all kinds of shiny trees and everyone was dancing.
You
Or-
saw the forest?
Yeah, when I touched the tree.
Can you take me there? Can you
I-
take my tree?
I can't pick up a tree. It's a whole tree. How did you get here?
I don't know.
Can I take her hand and put it on the tree to see what happens?
Yes, she'll absolutely let you. She's hesitant at first because you were the one that plucked the leaf, but as soon as you touch her, it's as if she kind of gleans what you were trying to do, and you feel her arm go with yours, and she touches the tree, and you see her face calm a bit, and she goes, "This is my tree."
George, there has to be something we can do. What did they used to do? They used to like chain yourselves to trees, right? To save the trees? Can't we do something like that?
I guess.
Or and she's like kind of looking at the ground, like trying to formulate her thoughts. We can use the electricity maybe to like shut down the robots or something. Like she's spouting out nonsense at this point, trying to like
How many
think of
robots?
something to do.
Butts, how many robots did your dad have?
2
Just 2 robots.
big ones though.
I could.
Mitch, there's something you can do, right?
What?
Star Wars.
Oh, the AT-AT. I thought you were trying to tell her to go at somewhere.
I thought you were just stammering.
Sorry, man.
Who's Vaughn?
I think it's Butts. Is his name? Is this Vaughn? George?
I thought it was
Butts?
Buddy.
George Vaughn Butts. And anyway, I think like I could maybe I could get onto one of the robots and reprogram it to chop down the other robot, but that's gonna be super dangerous. Like, your dad can't be there.
Maybe we don't have to do that. Maybe we can just stop them, make them malfunction or something.
I could try that.
Throughout this whole time, in the distance, you guys can hear the fall of trees.
Y'all, see what you can do. Take where we need, but the rest of us need to prolong it somehow until you can make it stop.
Well, how do we... Okay, so we gotta distract Butts' dad. I gotta get on the robots. Oh my god. Jerry, can you throw me? Greg, how big are these robots?
Standing from the ground up, probably the top of their heads, they're about 10 feet from tip to tail.
Oh, so they're climbable robots.
Oh, yeah, they're not like 30, 40 feet. They're
Okay.
10.
Then never mind. All right, so I gotta get on the robot.
I'm worried about this though. Like, I don't think this is gonna be the end of it. My dad is not a tree chopper, all right, and he's not a facilities guy. He doesn't like build buildings. He's a fucking like psychiatrist or a psychologist or something. So why is he out here leading teams to chop down trees?
I think you got your answer right there.
Why don't you go ask him?
What if he knows about this tree?
What if you ask him?
What if he's
Remember Mr. Jerry when he was being super weird?
Yeah, but my dad actually works for the Loop.
Maybe your dad's weird. Clearly.
Well, yeah, but like he's the dad, so
Yeah, but
at
maybe
least
he
I know what
knows
that's
something.
like.
Maybe you can ask him.
Well, either way, we need to stop it right now.
Yeah.
We can get a more stable solution later, but right now we need something to stop them
Yeah.
from keeping going.
Yeah, I can probably stop 2 robots. I can't stop 10 robots, but I can get these with at least, and then we'll have to wait till like tomorrow to bring out more robots. Can you stall your dad? Can you get him away from the robots?
I don't know. And he rubs his hair back, and then he like instinctually, without thinking, leans against the tree, trying to think about it.
Bitters, take off your headphones.
Oh man.
Nice.
George, as soon as you, or Vaughn, as soon as you touch the tree, you look around and Sam, everyone else is gone. Sam, Mitch, Rob, Jerry, even Van Halen. And as your eyes take in this rolling landscape, something out of a painting, something that you as an artist would appreciate because of the perspective that's not forced, but natural. As it rolls, you see trees of every metallic hue, gold and copper and brass, polished tin, and in front of all of them with their leaves of ruby and amber, emerald and sapphire, these beautiful men, beautiful women, beautiful boys and girls of all ages, races, and colors, dancing in front of these trees. And as they all turn and look at you, they nod and they smile. And you see and you know and you feel that these people, these dryads, are all the trees. And you're back.
Oh, guys.
Magic tree.
You believe us now, right?
How do we get there?
What?
You must. Van Halen, from the ground where she's still laying, looks up just at George. You have to send me back.
Guys, we have to send her back.
Ow.
First, we have to stop the robots before they get
Yeah.
here.
Hey,
Well, that's not gonna send her back, though.
Right, but if they chop down the tree, she'll die, and then she'll never get back.
Maybe it takes the power of believing, so Jerry should touch the tree.
I'm not touching the tree.
Jerry, touch the tree.
You guys are all pod people. You want me to touch the tree?
Jerry, touch the tree, and I'll even roll lead. I'm trained in lead.
Ooh. Jerry,
Van
what if you're shock hands?
Can I
Kicks off the
help?
tree?
Can I help him with the lead roll, or is that not a thing?
This is a PvP lead roll, which means that all you can really do is convince Jerry that you believe he should touch the tree. That's not going to make Jerry touch the tree, but you can be very convincing. At this exchange, Van Halen would look up And finally, as if recognition goes across her face, her eyes go wide and she looks at George and Sam and Rob and Mitch, and she says, Are you mortals?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not sure what Jerry is.
Jerry's a superhero, but the rest of us are normal.
Well, Jerry's a freak, so.
You can send me back. And she's looking directly at George.
Ow.
You're the first mortal I talked to. You have to send me back.
Okay, I send you back. How do I do that?
No, there's you're supposed to do something.
Click your heels together.
What is he supposed to do?
I don't know, I'm not immortal.
How would we know?
You're mortals.
Can-
Something at the bookstore. But we gotta stop these robots.
Would
We
it?
gotta stop the robots. Bookstore, smart people. Figure this out.
Yeah, okay, great plan. Okay, so Butts, distract your dad. Jerry, you and me will take out the robots. Rob and Sam, you go talk to the paperback store. The crazy lady might know about dryads or a book
Sure, we can do that.
or the
What,
library.
were we going to leave her here?
I'm going with you.
Put her with
With-
put her with Ben.
I
She
don't
can come
know,
with
Ben.
us. She can come with us. It's fine. And she helps Van Halen up.
She stands up and she's holding on to you. Yes, send me back before. And you can hear in the background the
Go. We have to go now.
Okay. If you stop by the truck, there should be more of these. And he holds up the CB radio. We'll get code names later. The truck is Teletran 1. Go. And he starts to like move.
Teletran 2, you already said that.
What? Teletran 2. Sorry. You're right.
as you guys negotiate your way back out into the clearing. As soon as you pop out, Rob, when you turn and look up at the robots that are now wading into about 25 yards of forest with the toppled trees all around, just as you look, one of the robots spins and the bulb that encompasses its torso, head, and abdomen turns, and for a moment you see a heartbeat pulse go through the LED readout across its front screen, and in your head you hear,
Beatbox. Decepticon.
Oh, that's right. Haley didn't see the last episode.
Yeah. That every time he talks like that, man, it just gives me the tinglies in all the spots.
what?
Rob's gonna stop dead in his tracks. And he's just gonna grab whoever's closest to him. Decepticons.
Okay, so I would be the closest to you. How are you? How are you grabbing me so that I know how to react?
Oh no! On the shoulder. He's gonna
Okay.
go. He's gonna go for cloth. He's gonna try to grab but I don't know if you're wearing one of those no shoulder get ups there, so he might just hit the skin. Yeah.
I would say yeah. She typically what I wear. She's wearing. So yeah, you kind of grab her, she's freaking out, kind of moving your hand away because it caught her off guard for one. What did you say was your reaction? What were you saying?
Just Decepticons, scared, but also kind of excited.
Did you say Decepticons?
Yeah,
Who?
yeah. And he's gonna point at his helmet and point at the robot.
I'm very confused here.
Don't worry about it, Sam. We'll fill you in later.
Bad robots, that's all it means.
Bad robots.
Well, I know that. I mean,
I don't know anything more than that.
No.
You know about Decepticons?
No, these are bad robots, not what are Decepticons.
Rob, In your helmet, you hear,
Beatbox. Let me talk to her.
He's gonna look at Sam. He wants to talk to you.
What the hell do you mean?
Mitch's jaw drops.
I don't like it either. And he's gonna like take the helmet off. Be careful.
She takes it from you. She's like, am I supposed to put it on?
Just nods.
What's it smell like?
What does it smell like?
Cheese whiz.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't go over the full head. He wears it a lot. Probably sweats in it, but it's a plastic, so it's not gonna. It's not gonna. Yeah.
it smells like plastic and 80s perfection.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
excellent. So she's gonna look at all of you and say, "You tell no one of this," and then she puts it on.
As soon as you put it on, you hear what sounds like like an open line on a phone, almost like a heavy breather type of situation.
Sam,
Oh boy.
do you know who this is?
No.
I am Optimus Prime.
She looks at Rob like dumbfounded. She's like, "You have to be kidding me."
And Rob's just gonna go. I know, right?
Sam, you must convince George to save the girl.
Is George still with them?
I think hearing that Optimus Prime wants you to put on the helmet, yeah, he's gonna stick around for a few minutes. I think he can afford it.
Okay. So, George, it's really important that we save the trees, save the girl, save the world.
Yeah, I plan on doing it.
It's
Yeah, I
really
mean-
important. Okay.
Is that what he's saying? Is Optimus
Yes.
Prime saying?
Is there anything else? She kind of sits there and kind of like waits for Optimus to say more.
Very quiet. So quiet that I'm going to need everybody but Haley to take off their headphones.
Oh man.
Sam,
And as you turn your eyes, Sam, and see the robots and see the men that are working to cut down the trees, it's almost as if your eyes inside the helmet are drawn to the man you know as George's father, Eugene Butts. And as your eyes lock on his, from this distance, you hear the voice in the helmet say,
Megatron.
Fuck. Okay.
What does that face mean?
So this is gonna sound insane. Okay? I don't know if it means that your dad's not your dad or your dad's a bad guy, but Optimus said that it's Megatron.
What?
Your
Wait,
dad,
is Megatron is good bad? I thought Megatron's
He's the super bad guy. Like
he's a
like,
super bad
he's
guy.
like-
Real
he's
bad
like-
guy.
He's like not like the worst guy. That's like Unicron, and then it's like Gal. Either way, he's the guy who leads the Decepticons. He's the leader of the bad robots.
What?
But that makes so much sense. They already got your mom. They tried to get your mom. They must have already had your dad.
Why would they? If he invented them, he wouldn't need to get got.
Megatron didn't invent the Decepticons.
All right, so I don't tell anybody this, but I wasn't always sure. I don't know. I think my dad's still a good guy, but I think this is just being twisted the wrong way. I think he's out here doing this so that he can set up a facility to get the Decepticons in control. I don't know, guys.
Either way, it's bad.
That sounds
Well,
like...
then we'll just distract him and we'll destroy these, and we'll have to figure it out. We don't have enough going on besides the mysterious transmissions from Optimus Prime right now. We need some... I've read it in a book. It's called OQE, Objective Qualified Evidence.
And with that thought of objective qualified evidence, I will give you this one for free, George. As mentioned in the narrative before, your father has an office in your house. You know very well your father has a safe in the office in your house.
Okay.
Evidence for or against your father may be contained in such a place.
I was already thinking of his office, but I think we have the immediate threat to deal with, but for sure. Guys, I'll break into his office, or we'll break it. Haley and I'll do it, or I'm sorry, Sam and I'll do it. We'll figure it out later. But right now, let's stop the robots.
Okay, shit. Okay, so plan A is still the same? You figure out how to get her back, we stop the robots, you distract your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll find out more information about this later.
Okay. And Mitch walks up to George, and he, like, puts a hand on his shoulder, and he says, okay, you have to be quick. Go to Astrotrain. Get Ben, and get his taser.
I'm not going to shock my dad.
What if he's a robot?
He's not a robot.
How do you know?
How do you know?
I don't. But the
Exactly,
taser
so
won't
fuck
kill
off.
people. It's a taser. It'll kill robots.
Able to use against you.
You'll just be grounded, probably, if you shock your dad, and he's a regular dad.
Ugh. All right, let's just tell him it's part of our fucking science experiment.
Done. Perfect. He'll believe that.
Pitting our butts against our butts, this is not cool.
Sam does take off the helmet and carefully returns it to Rob. Between you and me, that was really cool.
No. He's gonna put it on. You still there?
Always beatbox.
We're trying to sort it out. Told me good luck.
Okay, so the party's splitting, and we each have our own locations that we're going. Let's go, guys. Go, team. Try not to die.
Okay, so let me know, George and Jerry are going to intercept the Mr. Butts, and
No,
we have
Mitch and Jerry are going to go take on the robots. George is take on his own dad with the taser. And Rob and Sam are going to the paperback exchange
With Van Halen.
with Van Halen.
Okay, so Van Halen, Sam, and Rob, it's going to take you a while. Strangely enough, you do not have to give Van Halen a bike. She can keep up at a run.
Well, if we ran back to get our bikes, then we grabbed the walkie-talkie things, right?
Okay. You get there just in time to see Ben kind of coming out on the rope ladder, and he can never control it because he's so small. And he immediately sees you guys, and you see that he's got like all of the walkie-talkies dangling off of him as he comes down and says, Here, I don't know if they worked a little bit, but then they stopped working. I don't know. I was calling, but it didn't work. And then he just hands you guys each a makeshift Mitchy-talkie. And
Ew.
you guys are able to head off to the paperback exchange, which is some distance away. So we will cut back to the site of the trees being cut down, as standing and kind of observing everything is George's dad, Eugene Butts, as he's looking around. He's got a clipboard and he's marking things down, as any of the men that came that are part laborers are just helping to kind of clear the brush out of the way, as the robots themselves are kind of taking sections and splitting the trunks, moving them out of the way. It takes about 10 minutes per tree, and then they move on to the next tree, cut it down, zip, zip, zip. Anybody wants to roll a calculate at this point, I can tell you about how long it's going to be before they get to Van Halen's tree.
Got one success.
About 6 hours. At this rate, about 6 hours.
Perfect.
As you see all of this going down, George, as you approach your father, you see one of the robots that are cutting down the tree stop in mid-cut, turn, and kind of pivot at its waist and look at you, and it stops to the point where one of the laborers in the overalls looks around at the other one and goes, "Yo, why did it stop?" "I don't know, look at it." And the guy kind of stays away from the blades that are still whirring and moves around towards the back of the robot, but the robot is just sitting there staring at you, George.
The robot is?
Hey, buddy! Your dad sees you coming up.
Dad, I was just got a little bit lost in the woods here. I was looking for you.
I'm right here, just getting some work done.
So, why exactly are you guys cutting down this? I understand. What kind of building are you going to put here?
Well, from the look of it, it's going to be a biggie. They want to have about 220 new employees here for the loop. I think it's going to be a bunch of the bean counters, none of the people that are doing the real business up there, Georgie. But, we're growing. We're expanding here in Garrett.
Gotcha. And he starts he actually even maybe turns him a little bit, starts walking him away to try to pull his attention away.
Yeah, he'll walk with him.
So why are you doing this, Dad? I thought you were, like a psychologist or something.
Oh, this is my project, Georgie.
So they're going to be psychologist bean counters?
Well, I can't really talk about it, Georgie, but listen up, kiddo. Just let him know at school that your old man, Eugene Butts, has made something of himself.
I mean, yeah, anybody walking by your house could probably see that. It's a pretty nice house.
Doesn't help if you tell him a bunch, though.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest, I kind of do. Yep.
What are Jerry and Mitch doing during this?
So I think they would be hunkered down behind something to watch until Mitch pulls away. I'm sorry, until George pulls away with his dad. That way we have the green light to go.
Whispering.
Yeah, back and forth. Definitely not in Zoom chat. And he looks to Mitch. Mitch looks to Jerry and he's like, "Okay, so, you take out the guys, and I'll take out the robots. Does that work?"
They're both. Yeah.
Look, man, I don't care if you punch them. We gotta punch one and then run away and see if they'll chase you. I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, and I think the panel must be on the back because I think I heard that guy when it was looking at. We'll figure out that later. But it looked at George, and then the guy went around back, so I think it's gonna be on the back. So I gotta climb up the back of it. Okay. I think we can go. All right, ready?
Be careful.
3, 2, 1. Shit, go! They take off running.
As soon as you all break the cover that you're in, George, you would see your father get ramrod straight and spin back towards the approach of Jerry and Mitch. And you can see that your dad is tracking both of them as they approach.
He just
he literally stopped he literally stopped in mid-sentence and was like, "Well, buddy, you tell your friends that," and he just turned and looked exactly where they had broken.
And it's, "Dad, look at this school project," and I zap him.
Go ahead and roll me a tinker check.
Oh boy. This is the absolute worst roll I could possibly do. 1 success.
You turn and activate the taser, and you realize that your father's left hand has dropped his board and has a hold of your wrist as the arc of electricity is about 2 inches away from his side as he holds your hand in place with the and he turns and watches Jerry and Mitch as they approach, and he looks back down at you and says, "What are you doing, Georgie?"
Just showing you my school project, Dad. Look at it.
He starts to squeeze.
Dad, you're hurting me.
What's your project do, Georgie?
It's like electronics, you know?
It looks like it's broken. And he reaches down
It was
through the arc of electricity. He grabs it, lifts it up in front, and squeezes it, and it busts. As you see this short-sleeved dress shirt man with the arcs of electricity bouncing in his thick-framed lenses as he smashes it. Looks like you're going to need to work on a new project, Georgie.
Yeah, it would have been fine before you did that, dick face. You're not my dad. The fuck?
He just stares at you.
Who are you really?
Just stares.
Kick him in the dick or something, I don't know.
Roll a force for me.
That's sweet.
In the robot dick.
No, 0.
You kick him in the dick, and nothing happens.
Oh, just when I need a Jerry. I have a Jerry. He starts
Go back.
yelling.
Go back home, Georgie. I'll be staying at the Loop for a while.
God damn it.
He turns around, and you see him kind of whirl his hands. All right, boys, it's quitting time for the night. We'll come back in the morning and finish it up. And both of the laborers look like tomorrow's Sunday. Tomorrow, finish it up. Go play some marbles, Georgie. He
I
walks
hate marbles.
and you guys would see as the robot shut down and the laborers kind of walk up and tie a couple things off, and a few moments later the Butts SUV drives away and the three of you are alone.
Dude, how'd you get him to go away? How'd you get him to leave?
Dude, you... No. I don't want to say it. You were right. He's a fucking Decepticon.
I told you he was a robot.
Fuck
Did
you,
you shock
dude.
him?
No! He fucking reached through the electricity, bouncing around his eyeballs, and then he crushed it. And I kicked him in the dick. Nothing.
It's a robot.
And us Butts boys, we have sensitive boy parts because we're good with them, so... So it should have,
Gross.
even the littlest tap should have been enough to cripple him. Thanks.
Oh. He's a robot.
Achilles testes.
He reaches in his jacket. He pulls up the cord. Call signs. Damn. Beatbox. Beatbox. And he's calling in on the radio.
You guys are just rolling up in front of the paperback exchange, and Rob, you would hear beatbox.
Beatbox. This is Wheeljack. This is Wheeljack. Beatbox.
Got to unmute before you start talking. He's gonna fumble with the radio and push the button. Okay.
Butts' dad's a Decepticon.
We knew that.
No, for real.
Yeah.
The robots left.
Sam is just staring at Rob, like, just rubbing her temples. This is torture, her having to listen to them back and forth.
And the radios don't make that noise. We're just both going before we talk. So he hits the button. Okay. We'll tell you what we find here.
Over and out.
Yeah. Out.
Okay, but what do? We have to defeat your dad.
Oh,
That's like
it's
a
a
Super
shame
Bowl.
though, because we are now no longer with that group as we go over to Paperback Exchange, because it's been way too long before I had a music cue. And as you walk into Paperback Exchange, please cue up Bruce Hornsby and the Range, Mandolin Rain, as Miss Maggie is in the afternoon hours and the entire place smells like incense.
Okay, so before we go in, I want to kind of take Van Halen and tell her, like, okay, so it's going to be a wild experience if you come in there with us. So you can stay out here with Rob, or you can stay out here with me, or we can all go in. Do you think you can handle... Do you know what books are?
No.
I don't think we should show her what books are.
What are they made of?
Want to do something fun?
Could you show me the arcade?
She sees a reflection of the crystals in the front window, and you see her eyes go wide as she just starts to walk towards Paperback Exchange.
Oh boy. Distract her with the crystals. Genius.
The crystals that are in the library?
Yeah, but there's like right by the door. If we get her stuck at the door, she won't keep exploring. There's a lot of crystals right by the door.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, and she'll walk her in and face her at the crystals. Like, look, touch.
Rob's gonna...
Yeah, she goes up and starts like touching them, and Miss Maggie dances out of the back and she stops. And for those of you that have never witnessed Miss Maggie, she is an old hippie who is 99.9% of the time stoned to the bejesus belt. And as she walks out to Mandolin Rain, she sees Van Halen. She sees Sam, and she walks forwards and almost cups both of your cheeks, but always stays about an inch away from both of you. You have the same aura. I've never seen that before.
What's my aura?
It's pretty.
Nice.
Amazing. And as she's been dancing up to them, Van Halen grabs her hand, and through the dance of the prismatic crystals, she and Miss Maggie begin to dance around Paperback Exchange. Sam, because of your experience here at Paperback Exchange, you realize this is the time of the day when both Miss Maggie and Gary are both here. Gary, who is the long-haired 19-year-old rocker, is behind the glass counter. As he looks up as you walked in, he knows you as the girl that's in here and talks to Mitch. And he also knows that Mitch is his friend, and that is why he says, hey, you know that Mitch has a couple girls chasing after him. He, Troy, tell you what, that kid taught me a thing or two about the ladies.
Yeah, sure. Such a ladies' man. So Do you have any books about dryads? Like completely ignoring it. She doesn't want to talk about Mitch.
Dryads. You mean like the fairies? Like
Kind of, yeah.
yeah.
Like tree folk, connection with trees. This is essentially what we're trying to get more information about.
I can't. It's either Thor, damn it, or Haunt of Horror.
Not
You take the H's, I'll take the T's, and he kind of pulls you back to the back issue section where there is just rows and rows of these boxes, and he points to the H's and says, "Haunt of Horror." I can't. It's either Thor or Haunt of Horror, and he goes over and he's pulling out like Walt Simonson and pulling out Thor's as he's going through, and just by the cover, looking at those. I need you to roll an investigate roll for me, Sam.
1 success.
You reach in, 1, 2, 3, and on the third pull, you see a picture that looks like this as we go over to roll 20. Let me do this one.
I like the idea of me being a changeling, though. Just wanted to point that out.
Should be able. Do you guys see that I posted it? I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah, no, it's up towards the bowling alley. Yep.
It's up towards
Okay.
the bowling alley.
As long as you guys can see it, that's fine. Yeah,
Oh no, ads, go away.
right above the bowling alley. And so, yeah, as you see that, all of a sudden, you feel a hand on your shoulder, Sam. And then you feel a chin on your shoulder as Van Halen puts her head against yours, her curly dark hair pressing against the side of your face. I think I know her.
Her, specifically.
She looks familiar.
Do you
And
know
it's-
her from your forest?
Maybe. And it says Haunt of Horror number 3, Dryads.
Hey Gary, is it okay if I open this copy?
That's it. Damn it. That's it. I knew it. Yeah, open it up.
So she carefully slides it out, holds it how she knows Mitch doesn't hold comic books correctly. So she's holding it very gently, lightly touching it so not to like damage it in any way. As she kind of goes through.
Gary gives you a Mr. Miyagi nod as he sees you hold it correctly. You glean from the first couple panels the following rules about dryads. They are nymphs in Greek mythology that lived in the forest, or more specifically, in a tree. If that tree died, so did the dryad. Dryads themselves are said to be beautiful but shy, except for mortals they feel are special. Dryads are also reported to be beings of great power, but what that power is never truly clear. And at the end of the book, you also read this. Dryads and their trees can be transported to worlds of need, or tricked into such a travel by magic. For a dryad to be allowed to return, they must complete a task or quest. But if none are available, the tether that found them can enter into a naming ritual. The tether has to let the dryad go, but must tie themselves to her. When the time is right, they must agree to give the dryad her true name. And at some point in the future, the summoner will bring her back to complete a quest. The dryad and the tether must touch while touching the tree, and a pact must be made. And that is what you get.
Okay. Where did Rob run off to? Did he come over and help look, or what?
He's just, if there's like a bench or something, he just kind of sat down and he's watching the two weird chicks dance.
It's been about 15, 20 minutes, and as soon as Sam kind of pulls back from the book, Rob, you hear in your helmet the opening of
Beatbox. Megatron has taken the field.
And as you turn and look outside the glass of Paperback Exchange, you see a black SUV into the front spot right by the door.
Rob's just gonna yell, "Butts!"
George?
I don't know if Rob would know George's dad's name. He's always called him Mr. Butts. So he's just gonna go, "Papa Butts!"
Papa Butts. So she like a wave of panic kind of sets over her, and she's like, and she puts the comic back in the bag. She's like, can I take this for a bit? I promise to give it back, pristine condition.
He looks over and sees Maggie dancing. Yeah, go ahead, take it. And you see Gary look up as Mr. Butts and the two laborers get out of the truck. I've never seen... Hold on, I think we got customers coming in.
Back door.
She'll take Van Halen's hand and take her to the back to run out of the back door.
Rob, as he's passing, what's his name?
Gary.
I knew it was a G, and I was like, "It's not George. What the hell is it?" As he's
George.
Yeah, as he's running past Gary, he's gonna go, "We weren't here."
Since you're the last one through, Rob, as you pass, you see that Sam pulled Van Halen away from Miss Maggie, and for the first time, Miss Maggie's eyes seem clear as she turns, and kind of the flowy dress with the scarf around her elbows that she wears, she turns as the necklaces clatter around her chest. And as Gary moves towards the front, you hear Miss Maggie say, "Gary, lock the door." And that's when you leave.
I'm like Shia LaBeouf.
You're a cannibal?
Actual cannibal, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, before that though.
Oh, you mean a shitty actor? Okay.
Yeah, that one. No, well, even Steven's Shia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So an okay actor, I guess.
You know, it's got some chops.
Anywho.
So I guess we are ducking out of the back. Too bad there's not a ping mobile near. No.
There is, if you refer to the map, but it is a little bit away, about 2 blocks to the east.
Fuck, where would you put our bikes at?
If it's like a bookstore or something on like a major strand, I'm sure it's got a bike rack.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So,
it's a long walk back.
Van Halen, have you ever heard of the piggyback rides?
She can't carry both of us.
But you can get away.
What about you?
I'll stall him. All I gotta do is tell him a story.
Okay, I'll get to the other guys and we'll figure out what to do next.
You guys hear the breaking of glass and loud voices coming from inside the Paperback Exchange.
Never mind. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've convinced me. And while they're busy, let's get our bikes.
Are we able to get our bikes?
You guys creep around the side of the strip mall that the paperback exchange is in, that also has the hair salon and a couple other places. And as you creep and look around the side, everybody roll me a what do I want here? An inspection or whatever that's called. Investigation, please.
1 success for me.
Yep, with 3 investigate, I get 0.
Okay. So as you look out, you see that the 2 laborers are standing right on either side of your bikes. But Sam, there in front of the hair salon, you see a convertible Volkswagen Rabbit that just so happens to be the one belonging to your sister.
Fuck.
The bell goes off and you see Veronica walk out of the front door. She turns for a moment and looks at the 2 laborers who look at her, eye her up, and then uncomfortably look away as they realize, presumably, her age, as she kind of sneers and crinkles her nose and puts on her sunglasses, walks over and opens up the door and gets in. And as she turns the car on, U2 starts to play as With or Without You creeps across the strip mall.
I think we need to run for my sister. Jump in the car.
Van Halen leans down into your ear, Sam. She's very sad.
Yeah, I know. Rob, we have to make a decision. Should we go for my sister or just walk?
We get in the car.
Okay.
What are you kids doing? Comes from behind both of.
We don't have time to talk. My sister's leaving without us, and you know how she can be. And
Who's that, Sam? As he points to Van Halen. It is Mr. Butts.
I figured.
Foreign exchange student.
I'm sorry. She's gonna leave us. Sam takes Van Halen's hand again and runs over to the car.
As soon as you begin to leave, Mr. Butts is beside you.
Oh boy.
And as the hand comes down on both Rob's shoulder and Sam's shoulder, several things happen at once. I would like both of you to roll a straight body check. So roll that one from the top, the attributes.
Oh. Can I scream?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll give that to you for free.
Hell yeah.
I will also say this. You can spend a luck if you would like to re-roll those, Sam, or you can use your pride if you want to automatically succeed on this.
Can I use my pride if it's charm related?
Yeah, I let you use it once per just success. That's a optional thing. And I like the idea of being able to use it for anything.
Okay. Then sure, I'll just automatically use it.
Okay. So what ends up happening here is both of you, instead of being knocked over, are thrown out in front of the strip mall. Because as Mr. Butts grabbed you both by the shoulders, Van Halen grabbed him by the throat. And as you get thrown out, you see Van Halen lift him up by the throat and throw him about 30 feet back into the loose gravel bank behind the strip mall. And she turns and says, "We should probably go."
Yeah, no. Ronnie! And I'll shout her name, trying to get her to not leave.
She wheels around, and as she looks over and sees you, she continues past you. But then the brake lights come on.
Fucking bitch.
And she looks back over her shoulder. Hurry up. The laborers are running towards you.
Run and get in the car.
Yeah. Rob's just gonna, stutter step a bit and then jump in.
As all of you get into the car and it drives away, you see Mr. Butts standing there adjusting his glasses. as he pushes them straight and turns back towards his SUV.
Rob's gonna flip him off, but coyly, like it's not like a hard, strong out there. He's still coming to terms with getting a grip on his whole attitude adjustment.
Inside your helmet, you hear as you flip him the bird.
Yeah.
You guys are off. What is the rest of the group doing that was left back at the yard? You guys have walkie-talkies
Shitting
or
themselves?
Mitch-talkies.
Shitting themselves? Is that an option?
It is a free action.
That's okay, cool. Dope. I think we would have at least reconvened inside Astro Train, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And I think Mitch is doing that thing where he's like pacing and like touching a bunch of stuff, and he's like, and then these robots, and then the robot like looked at you. What did the robot look at you for? Why would the robot look at you? Your dad's a robot? Why is your dad a robot? Did he grab you? And he broke your arm? How's your arm? And he didn't even touch the lasers?
Ben looks up at Jerry while this is all going on, this exchange between George and Mitch, and he hands Jerry a roll of pennies. Here,
What's that for?
I read it in a book, and you see him with his wee little hand. He takes a roll of pennies that he has, and he puts it in his palm, and he wraps his fist around it. It makes your punch stronger.
I like it.
You could probably use quarters.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear up in Canada they got dollar coins.
You could probably use those.
Probably.
I have to stick with the pennies. You can see that the penny thing kind of goes above and below his fist as he curls around it.
Listen, I think if shit gets bad, you should get out of here. Go to the cops.
I'm not leaving without you, Jerry.
Yeah, but I gotta look out for these guys, and
I'll help you.
they might all be pod people.
Well, I'm definitely not going to leave you. What if they're pod people?
I can handle myself, you know me.
I know, but what if you need someone to grab something for you?
Yeah, you're probably right. Just hey, if you lose me, you go to the cops, okay?
Okay,
Cool.
I won't lose you.
So what do we do?
I don't know. I've been in here the whole time. I haven't seen anything. You guys are talking about a metal tree and a girl named Van Halen.
Yeah, and Butts' dad is like a Decepticon or something.
Jerry, I haven't seen shit.
Jerry pauses a moment. He's so proud of him. No, but that's for the best. Someone had to watch the base.
I can't see. All right. And it's about this time that the convincing of the Volkswagen Rabbit as it pulls down into the grass field, as you guys can hear the Joshua Tree playing as the cassette tape of U2 playing from Veronica's convertible reaches your ears. And Ben goes, "It's the Joshua Tree. That's U2. It's U2, Jerry."
That doesn't sound like Butts' dad.
What's his dad? Sounds like Bono?
No, he wouldn't be listening to music. That's all I'm saying. Who is it?
Oh, okay.
There's no
You
way.
guys
think,
would all, you
yeah.
guys would all be able to quickly ascertain that the rest of the group has arrived.
Mitch is like ADD panicked, and he's now taken all of the handsets, and has duct tape. He's duct taping the back of them, and you just see him scribbling with a marker. And then he puts and he scribbles with a marker, and then puts the next one down, and he's mumbling, "Robot. They could have jumped on the robot, but then they took all the robots. And Dad's real. Stupid dad. Stupid butts. Butts.
Sam climbs in to see him doing this. Is he gone crazy? What did you do to him?
Okay, I got them all. And he hands one of the radios to Rob, and you see duct taped to the back of it in childish handwriting. It says beatbox. And he hands one to Sam, and it says ARCEE. He hands one to Butts, and it says jazz. He hands one to Jerry, and it says Ironhide. And he hands one to Ben, and it says B on the back of it. He says, "Okay,
What the hell does this mean?
that's your code name."
But why?
Why am I jazz?
Just shut up. Watch the show, or don't. Whatever.
You're totally jazz.
Thank you. What do you mean? It's code names. You need
Ben-
code names. We're fighting the Decepticons.
Ben comes up beside George. Jazz was a Porsche.
Oh,
He was
all
like,
right. All
Most
right.
expensive car, yeah.
All right. That makes. All right. Cool. I'm cool with this now.
Well, except for the Ferrari.
It's
but
not
that's
Porsche, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Whatever, man.
I don't know. I never heard it pronounced.
Anyway, we have to have code names. This is Teletran 2 because that, and he points to Rob's hat, his helmet, and he says that's Teletran 1 or Optimus Prime, whatever, either one.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to correct you, but the transmission is coming from Teletran 1. That doesn't make his helmet Teletran 1.
Either way, Teletran 1 is used, so this is Teletran 2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then those
I'm
are
not
your
sorry.
code names, so you should probably keep those with you and hide them, especially you, and he points to Butts, because your family is Decepticons. Even your mom probably, when she was eating grass. That's weird. And then if anything happens, anything crazy, you just open up the antenna all the way, and then you dial in. They're already set. Just don't touch the dials. And then you should be able to contact any of us. We'll be fine.
As you all are sitting there talking about code names and Mitchy talkies, as you guys are getting ready, you hear the approach of a car. As Veronica slams her door and she turns towards the approach of the car, and Van Halen looks up, and inside Rob's helmet and coming from Van Halen's lips at the exact same time, the exact same phrase,
He's coming.
"It's coming." And there's a black SUV coming down in the direction of your place.
Can your dad fuck off already?
He's not my dad. That's some imposter.
No, we have Van Halen.
Oh, did you guys?
She fucked your dad up.
She choked him.
Oh,
And he's a what? I mean, I kicked him and it didn't do anything, but I'm also not a fucking. I'm not a force person.
She grabbed him by the throat and just threw him.
What?
And your dad almost pushed us into traffic. It was awful. Oh, and
Sam, what the fuck is going on? As Veronica is standing there listening
those.
to all of this horse shit.
I thought it was Van Halen at first that cursed. I was like, oh.
She's learning from your sister. She's about it.
Hey, Veronica. Hey.
Hi, Jerry. What's going on? Off to the right, the two robots fire up on their own, and you see them not start cutting down trees, but heading into the forest as they push and crack the smaller trees out of their way.
All right. How are we gonna do this, guys? Do we have any? What else do you have you been inventing in here?
a tiny robot. That's pretty much all I got.
Fuck. Like, could you do something useful?
I'm 13.
Fuck, man. So am I.
Is there anything we can do, Mitch?
To stop the robots? No.
Yes.
No. Stop the dad.
Stop the dad. Save the world.
Save the dry. Save the world.
Exactly.
You are still holding the comic book, Sam.
Yeah, she was about to pull that out. So we can send her back.
How?
If we need to go to the tree, Georgie, you have to. she has to complete a task or something, or we have to do a naming ritual. You have to name her, like give her true name.
Okay, do we do that now or at
we have to go to the tree.
Then, okay, so if we do that, then her tree is safe and she goes away, right? She goes back to...
Yeah, it should basically transport somewhere else.
All right, then maybe that's what we do, and then we worry about the robots and my dad.
We have to make them
go
there.
do it.
Yeah, so let's go
gonna
now.
kick the shit out of Jerry's dad.
And I'll
Right.
get the robots.
George is dead.
Yeah.
Veronica says, "You people sound fucking crazy."
Why don't you tell us
Yeah.
what happened the night after the movies, Veronica?
We don't have time for that.
No, you should get out of here. This is pretty serious. I'm gonna kick the shit out of Butts' dad, and
Well, maybe she can help.
How can she help?
She's got a car.
So she can get us there faster.
Through the trees?
Yeah.
She goes to the forest, guys. I don't know if that's going to work.
Get us to the forest. It's 100 yards away.
I'm not driving in a forest.
Get us to the wood line. George gets fucking winded every time he walks over there.
It's George's problem.
Oh, you're the worst.
Fuck it. I don't care. And she like starts climbing down the ladder. She's like, come on, just go. Ronnie, go home.
Fine. Don't ask me for a ride, Sam. She gets back in the car and you hear YouTube fire up as she drives away, but We're Gonna Fire Up, You Keep Me Hanging On by Kim Wilde as the group runs into the woods in an effort to presumably either stop the robots, stop Mr. Butts, or get to the tree. Tell me what you're doing, guys.
I think the final thing Mitch says is he looks back to Jerry, who's the hero of the day. He goes, "Jerry, laser hands!" And he puts his hands like this, and then he starts to run.
Van Halen, can you carry George?
Okay. George, you feel her pick you up, cradle you like a baby, and bound into the woods.
Like a bride getting swept over the threshold.
Yes, you are full ride, full threshold here.
And Sam is just chasing after them.
George is so into this.
The wind is blowing through your moderately held hair as you brush through the forest, outpacing everyone, and you are the first to the tree. As you get there, she turns and she says, "Do you know my real name?"
Not yet. Wait, do I have to know your name already, or can I give you a name?
No. If you're immortal, you'll learn it. But I have to come back when you say it. You can send me back.
Okay. Wait. Shit, what was the rest of the ritual? Is there anything else we have to do?
There's a crack of trees as, George, you look over and you see one of the robots squeezing through two oaks as it begins to press and crack. It's about 25 yards away. As the rest of you are kind of paralleling this movement, you see all of this, and the SUV's lights bounce into the forest as the doors swing open and the two laborers and Eugene Butts jump out.
So I just grab her I'm not doing it, Mike. Grab her by the shoulders and I call her Alessandra and I kiss her. And then assuming that's what I just had to do.
As soon as you do that, she returns the kiss and wind begins to whip through the forest as it turns and swirls. The trees' leaves begin to ruffle and sweep, and the one that Sam plucked earlier comes forward, and you see her pluck it out of the air with thumb and forefinger, and she pulls away from you, and she looks at you and takes the leaf and curls it into a cone, and she says, "When you need me, Vaughn, call for me. I'll be waiting. I'll come when you need me." And she reaches over and touches the tree and hands you the leaf.
I'll never forget you. And he takes it.
As you touch the tree, nothing happens. As the robot busts through and is standing about 10 yards away, what do the rest of you do when you see this robot bearing down on George?
Super Mitch mode. I'm climbing the shit out of that robot.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck up this robot, Greg. Oh god.
Oh, am I the tether?
All right. Roll. I'll take a tinker here as you're climbing up to do a specific task. So where I'm gonna put it all together.
Okay. I am for sure using my fucking pride. Because my pride is one day my robot will conquer the world. And this is a competitive robot. This isn't happening. So you see, like, Mitch, like, runs in as he's like, as it's like cutting through the forest towards George, and he climbs at the back of it, and you see, this is the one that was, like, worked on earlier, right? So the panel's still, like, half open, and he, like, wrenches the panel open, and you see him reach behind him and pull out his trusty wrench, and he just starts going to town on this thing. Not meticulous, like, he's just smashing circuits, and wires fly out as he's trying to dismantle this robot from the inside.
Okay. You would see as the sparks begin to fly out of the back, the buzzsaws fire up on the arms of the creature and begin to swipe backwards, trying to get Mitch off the back of it. Rob, as you would run up, you would hear the crackle as the other robots coming in as well as Mr. Butts coming through, and in your helmet you would hear,
Wheeljack has the Decepticon. Stop Megatron, no matter the cost.
Okay.
It's a response.
Shit, we don't have our bikes.
Did I see nothing happen after they touched the tree?
Yep.
Okay.
The wind is still whipping like crazy.
Out of full sprint, like it like clicks to her. She's like, Miss Mackey said that we had the same auras. Like it clicks. Like maybe I'm the tether, and if I can't as quickly, I want to kind of catch up to push, but George out of the way to do it herself.
As you run up and move, George is still kind of with you as you touch the tree. As you see the second robot coming up, whirring with the buzzsaw as it's swinging towards the tree. And Van Halen looks down at you, kisses Sam, and disappears.
That was my first kiss. What the fuck?
Stole my girl.
Does the tree disappear too, or just her?
You see the tree disappear as the buzzsaw goes above the heads of where you all are standing by a good 5-6 feet, and through a tree that no longer exists. The tree and Van Halen are both gone.
I clouse to my knees.
Mr. Butts enters the clearing, some of the posters still fluttering in the air. What you doing, Georgie? Playing marbles?
Yeah, Dad. Playing marbles.
His eyes gaze over everybody, stopping briefly on each of you, measuring with a beat that goes through, almost like a heartbeat pulse. Beneath your hands, Mitch, the one robot is not deactivated, it is crippled. And as it drops, the hydraulics drop to its knees, and it kind of curls and lays on its side here in the forest. You see Mr. Butts turn and look at it, shake his head as if disappointed. He begins to slowly back up and walk away. But as he spins, he sees Rob and Rob's helmet. He smiles and nods. And that's where we'll end this session of Atari Twilight, with this exception. As the camera pulls back from the forest and follows not any of the kids, but it follows Mr. Eugene Butts back to the loop. And as he drives into the facility and turns, a red line going across his right eye, the large door opening, he eventually gets into an office with the same name. Principal Director Eugene Butts. He walks in, opens a drawer in his metal desk, and pulls out a file, the contents of which we do not see, but the name we do. Patrick John Mitchell. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end this session of Atari Twilight.
Oh my God.
Is it Monday yet?
I want to say that Sam definitely takes some of the posters. She's grown attached already. Oh man.
For the record, I tried to get Mike to name her Moonchild from Neverending Story. He wasn't.
I almost named her Maggie, like, in honor.
I named her. So fuck you for stealing my girl.
Guys, that's my dad's name.
Oh boy.
I
Oh
haven't seen my
man.
dad in months.
Yeah. Turns out my dad's been fucking up with your dad.
Dude, making my dad a robot.
Yeah.
Oh man. That was such a good episode.
No butts is a good butts.
Shit. Okay. All right. Let's compose ourselves. Let's do
Guys.
our introductions. Fuck. So we can
Guys,
go do more.
I gotta talk to Optimus Prime.
I know that was super cool. I'm super jealous. Super jealous.
It's pretty dope, right?
Man.
That was so cool.
Yeah, he's a talker.
Yeah, guys, that's so cool. I got to kick my dad in the nuts and to do nothing. Yeah. So cool.
That was
Hey,
super cool.
not my fault.
Okay. All right.
I got
What's
my
on?
first kiss, guys.
I know, right? You'll never see her again. just
Oh,
like
man.
just like most people's first kiss.
Yeah, because I have her fucking summoning scroll.
Her
All right.
summoning horn. All right, cool. Let's hear from our cast. Hear your thoughts on this. Hear more of your thoughts. Clearly, we'll start with Haley. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this episode?
Oh man, like I'm on the verge of crying. Like that was emotional, and she was just torn from my hands. It was like I had a sister who cared.
Right?
But I am Haley, the Great Haley, on all social media: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. I am a full-time variety caster who streams every now and again right now. So you could say I'm full-time, but I'm not full-time. Who knows what I am? I'm just here. I play here every Monday, so come back. You have to. It's an addiction. It's like cocaine. I mean, it's just a really good show that you never want to stop watching. It's totally just that. Yep. I had a great time. All around an amazing episode. Greg, I say this every week and I mean it every time. You immerse us in this, and you just, everybody, the chat, us, we're all just like, we don't want it to stop, and we just want to know what happens next. And it's driving me crazy, man. Yep.
Heck yeah. Sweet. Let's hear from Beatbox himself. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think of today?
Yeah, well, I'm Kendall, KW Frags, here and there and everywhere. It was different. It was very, man, I don't know. I've never been chased by Butt. And it was a different, like, I actually felt scared for my character. Thank you, Greg.
Good.
I thought we were gonna get pushed into traffic. Like I was legitimately scared we were gonna die there for a second.
I kept wondering if it was in my character's best interest and my character's fortitude to pull a "you will go no for," like just like pull a whole Gandalf and just "you shall not pass." Yeah, but I was like, I don't think Rob's there yet. I don't think the group dynamic is ready for a crippled, stuttering child.
Rob, one day, but
Yeah, it was definitely a fun time, and I enjoyed myself. Thank you, Greg.
also, fuck off, Mitch and Gary. Fuck off. Okay. Next.
Who's Gary? Why are we hating on Mitch and Gary?
Hey,
Do
Gary
you
was
not
trying
know
to
who
wink.
Gary is?
He was trying to wink there for
Why are
you.
we hating on my friend Gary from the paperback store?
Oh yeah, he gets all the ladies.
I
Yeah,
didn't tell him to say that.
I thought you were
just-
just trying to say Jerry, and so you said Gary.
That's just
by
straight up Gary. I have
Either
nothing
way.
to do with that. Let's jump over to Mr. Bitters, aka Ironhide. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who? No, not who are you playing. What do you think of today?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Bitters. You can find me here. Today, I think Jerry was just at a loss. Like, how do you fist fight tree cutting robots? He knows how to do one thing. But bright side, as was pointed out in chat, Veronica remembered his name. So, all right,
True. Facts.
it's a good day.
It's a good day. It's a good day for Jerry.
Just to point out, she is the only person outside of her sister, including George, that she does not refer to with an expletive. Is Jerry.
That's true. I saw
Nailed
that.
it.
I saw that. Speaking of George, aka Jazz, Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
So I'm Mike, the Anonymous Rhino. You can find me on Twitter at BaloneySlap. Man, what the fuck's up with my dad?
It's a robot, dude.
But is he like a robot, or like a grass-eating mom robot that turns back into a human afterwards?
Nah, he's the inventor of the robots. He turned your mom into a robot.
Man, you know the African proverb. You're not a man until your dad dies. About to kill my dad.
Yep. Fantastic. And last but not least, the arbiter of our torture and Bumblebee himself, Greg, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of episode 4?
I liked it. I knew that when I plotted this one out, this one has a lot of stuff that I needed to get through to do the next couple episodes. And so things were set into motion in this one, obviously, with Eugene Butts coming in. That sets the second act of Atari Twilight in motion. I love it. I love the characters. A lot of things are in play now, and I have different tracks that I want to go, and in no particular order. But next week's episode, which I think, I'm not even sure I told you, Mike, it is the Six-Fingered Man. And so next week's will be the Six-Fingered Man. And once again, the Spotify playlist will be ready sometime tomorrow morning. I love playing with these people. They are a fantastic group of role players. It is a pleasure to do so every Monday, to go back to the 80s that never was with a group that's out of this world. Just join me on Twitter. I have stuff going on my channels on Fridays and the weekends and things like that. But just be back here next Monday at 8 Eastern. We'll have some more fun.
Sweet. So while Chad is following on social media, Greg, I want you to know that Mike and I went to lunch today, and I literally pulled up the playlist, and I was like, okay, episode 1 was Predator, and here were the songs, and here's what the episode was about. And then we like retroactively went back through the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, Joshua trees, and Mike's Googling what the Joshua tree is for like an hour and a half. We're at lunch, just Google.
More like what's like the symbology of it.
Yeah, well, like what does this song mean? We're like, look at the lyrics, like what's the 4th episode about? So just so you know, that's what we're going to be doing from now until next Monday. Six-Fingered Man. We're like, what does this mean? Inigo Montoya? You killed my father, prepare to die? We're like, what's happening? We got to go to the thing. So, Chad, if you're not following us on all those social media, please do so. Jump on our Twitter. That's probably one of the best places to go see us. And the best place is our Discord. If you guys are one of the new subscribers tonight, head over to the Discord. You get all kinds of extra bonus features. Before we get the heck out of here, guys, we are sponsored this season, and we are trying to figure out how to spell the word sponsor. We are sponsored by Dice of Rolling, which is a complete set of polyhedral dice tailored for 5e. They also have tokens. It's like carrying an army of minis in your pockets. Little tiny wooden chips. They're pretty dope. Go check those out. Use coupon code UMG, get $1 off, and then kick back some cash to the show here. And we can make dope production and pay Greg to be here just all the time, forever. Every day is a Monday. And with that, we're going to go raid our friends over at Saving Throw Show. They are not playing Tales from the Loop, but they are playing some Shadowrun. So go check those guys out and give them all of your hot, sticky raid love. And yeah, from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.